And we're live. Hi everyone, this is Amateur Gamer, and now we return to Civ 5 Vox Populi, and the new VP beta version has come out, the April 20th one. And as you know, the March versions had happiness overhauled, where there's more local level, a lot more micromanagement, with some, empire happiness, whatnot. So, more changes were made for happiness. And if you watch which I don't know which of my videos have come up. But basically, for my gameplays that has the March version, I did talk about specialists. I was complaining about, like, the unhappiness seems very punishing. So, I'm not the only one. On the forum, there are other people who also complain. So, some changes have been made. So what happens is now there's also a local urbanization reduction. So the idea is that there are local and global. So let me see. Local. So for example, if you hover over some buildings, so if you have garden, it says one specialist in the city no longer produces unhappiness. So you could work one specialist in a city that has a garden, and it wouldn't produce unhappiness. Another one would be, I could find things. Workshop, also one specialist. There's also National College. No, that's School of Philosophy. Wait, National College. Okay, it is School of Philosophy. I guess that's what it was called before. Wait, and the guilds? Wow. So, if you get a guild, you'll be guaranteed to lose at least one unhappiness if you work one or both. So you have the Writers Guild, you have the Artists Guild, and then you have Musicians Guild. Okay. There's also wait, that's interesting. So there's also Factory, 2 specialists, and then you also have not that. One of these plants, like hydro plant 2, or you could have a nuclear plant, which is also 2. Solar plant, you get the idea. So there's solar, nuclear, wind, and hydro. Wait, this is hydro. Oh yeah, this is the wind plant. Okay. And these are all exclusive. So as you can see, if you get this, you can't get solar plant, hydro plant, nuclear plant. It's kind of like the train station at the seaport. You can only get one or the other, not both. So, and then there's also throne room. I'm assuming throne room is probably no, not this one. Palace Gardens. Oh wait, no. Right, throne room is when you complete traditions. So adopting all policies, it will give you throne room. So it will also allow you to work 2 specialists without unhappiness. Actually, wow, that would make tall very strong, because once you complete, I mean, think about it this way. If you go tall, you're gonna get quite a few national wonders. The throne room will give you 2 specialists without unhappiness. You'll definitely be getting garden, and then you'll get the 3 guilds. So that's like 4 additional. So 4 plus the 2 there, you have 6 unhappiness that's just removed. That's pretty strong. Wow. Alright, and then you have school of philosophy, so that's 7. And then, yeah, overall, I mean, this will help. Like, this will allow wider civs to also get specialists. Because before the problem, like, when I was playing Progress, I tried to work specialist, and the unhappiness was just destroying me. But now if I can work some free specialists, I think it will make it much more manageable. Especially if you don't want to grow, but you don't have hill tiles. And with progress, your cities tend to grow regardless if you want to or not. So this is a very welcome change. I'm not sure if it will make Tall much stronger. We will have to see. To be honest, I feel like the throne room is not necessary, because so far with my Tall games, happiness isn't that big of an issue. At least going tradition, it's progress that's an issue. So if you could solve the specialist with wider, but not make taller even stronger, I think that'll be fun. So let me see. So and then artistry changed because I mean it's supposed to be a specialist. So I don't know where they changed it. Okay, yeah. So refinement. So right now refinement, all cities, every single of your cities will be allowed to work 2 specialists without any unhappiness penalties. That is very strong. I mean, yes, like for the ones that have, like this allows you to work 2 guilds fully, because the guilds allow you to work 1 specialist and then you have 2 which covers the other one, so that's actually pretty strong, and your other cities will be able to work that. That is very nice. And then because this got moved here, they moved cultural exchange. So before, plus 10 culture in all cities during golden ages happens for refinement. So that got moved over. Now you could work more specialist. Balance wise, we'll see, but I did like it, and I do think you should only be able to take advantage of this once you complete the tree, or at least almost complete it, because I guess you could get this and get this last. So I don't know why you would delay your free great person, but that's a whole different matter. So yeah, overall, if you go artistry and you go for that, you'll be able to work your guilds much quicker, which is a very nice plus. I mean, overall, I do like the idea of, I mean, if you don't go tradition, let's say you work guilds, you're getting garden, you're getting workshop, you're getting the guilds, so that's like up to 5 free specialists. I mean, factories, maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, right now there's talk about factories because they come a little late, they require coal, and they're not so spectacular. Like, it's, you gotta remember that as buildings come later in the game, it's harder for them to pay for themselves, so that is the issue there. So overall, that's the happiness. So with the extra urbanization reduction and artistry, I think they still might have to make changes because tall might just grow too powerful. But I mean, like I said, like if I have a tradition, I have throne room, I have garden, I have workshop, school of philosophy, 3 guilds, and most likely factory. Like in my capital, definitely. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. That's minus 10 unhappiness. And if I didn't have happiness problems before, I'm definitely not gonna have problems now with this. because eventually you get to the point where only urbanization is penalizing you. But yeah, I do think everything is good except for that throne room. I think that's unnecessary. Like to be fair, when you go tall, when you don't have problems already, this is gonna make them too strong, in my opinion. So 2 units got changed. That now we had a pretty big discussion about this because we're trying to compare naval units about their strengths and weaknesses, and we have cruisers. But did they not change it? I'm so confused. I am using the latest version, right? Well, it has to be because there was no urbanization. Either they didn't change it or this is range 2. I am a little confused. Okay, so on the log notes it says that they should have ranged 1. So the idea is cruiser is a bit too strong for their time because they have very little counters. And that extra range just makes them deadly because not only could they attack cities with somewhat impunity, like if you get Great Lighthouse and you go Imperialism, you have 6 movements. You could go in, attack, back out, the city can't do anything. The defending units can't do anything unless you have like a very defensive location that makes it really hard for naval, but even then, with that movement, it's really hard to make work. And that extra range also makes it so that cruisers can actually clear out, like, establish a beachhead. They could clear out all the units that are a bit more further inland because they could be, like, right next, adjacent to the land and attack. Clear out those units so that eventually you could just clear out, take the city, and the other side would struggle to take back. Like, that's how strong cruisers are. So there might be more changes, but right now the idea is, I mean, it should be range 1. I will check check online if maybe this is not updated. I'm not sure. But yeah, this is. So first we have this, and then we have Ironclad. It says they have 5 extra combat strength. I don't remember what combat strength. I think they had 50. Yeah, I think they have 50, so now they have 55, so they'll hit a little harder. And that's about it. Like the idea is to make cruisers a bit weaker and make ironclads a bit stronger because cruisers are just dominant. Like from the discussion, a lot of people agree that ironclad kind of serves as a meat shield. They're meant as a front line, take hits, don't do damage. Cruisers are the ships that will devastate the enemy, but now that they only have 1 range, that might not be the case because it will put them more at risk. Which I actually don't mind because cruisers were just like cruisers give you a military strength spike that nothing else could give. Like a knight is very powerful for its time, but you can at least somewhat deal with it. But cruisers, before with their 2 range, they could kite ironclads fairly easily. They could do quite a bit of damage before the ironclad could do much. And honestly, I mean, if you could damage the enemy cruisers, but they take out your ironclads, then what are you gonna do? Like, eventually it becomes who has more cruisers. So I'm not sure how the changes will happen, but the nerf, like the decrease in range, will be a big thing. I will check if it's just this isn't updated or if it's just not changed. So right, buildings, all the plants, so you can only have one. The only exception is the coal plant or coal refinery. I mean, it's not a plant. But basically, like I said, if you go for hydro, you can't get solar, wind, or nuclear. So right now, from what I heard, like nuclear is the best, but it requires uranium. I think the next one is solar. I mean, they're pretty expensive. I don't know if they're quite worth it. Maybe just building your capital. I mean, normally my game's already decided, so like whether or not I build that is not relevant. And that's the thing, like a lot of these, they come so late, it's really hard to tell if they need buffs or not, because most people won't get to the stage where they could tell. So, and then next we have a change exclusive to Netherlands. Alright, they're the Netherlands. So they have powder. I don't know if they were talking about changes to powder. Anyways, before they had to be adjacent to fresh water. Now you could build them on marshes as well. So for Netherlands, that's probably a good thing. I can't remember the last time. I mean, I played Netherlands for exploring maps, but that was just the other game. So I'm not sure how this will affect them. But I mean, the ability to build on marsh is probably good. Actually, these can't be adjacent, right? They don't say they are adjacent, so I'm not quite sure. I do remember on the forum they said that Parlor needs some love. I don't know if it's implemented or not. Because it does depend on, like, there was talk of like what kind of, because as you know, like unique improvements, as you get more tech, it will provide more yields. Like for example, let's use Shoshone as an example if I could find them. The Shoshone. So like encampment doesn't really show. Did these not show these? Wow, that is annoying. But I mean, you get the idea. Like, I think gunpowder provides it with some yields, and then some tech provide yields, so that they're not like horrible later on. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's really hard to find. And then bullying, apparently bullying city state is changed. They're using a pathfinding, so I'm not sure how that. Like, okay, so before, let's say I'm the Chinese city state. So what happens is every enemy within 6 tiles will, well, of the same civ, will basically decrease, well, increase their threat until I'm willing to pay tribute. But now there's a pathfinding, so I'm assuming that like rough terrain or flat terrain, all of those will take into advantage. But I'm not sure how it works. I will have to ask that. But overall, I'm very happy with the changes with happiness. I will check online with the cruiser thing, because I think that nerf is necessary, because without that nerf, cruisers are just so dominant. Like, for example, if I enter industrial era and I get five ironclads and like 15 cruisers, I could beat the AI, no problem. There might be some kiting, I might have to replace ironclads, but as long as I keep my cruisers alive, I could just decimate enemies, take cities, take prisoners, everything like that. It's just ridiculously powerful. And you know, the idea is that, okay, so cruiser has one range. Their upgrade is a battleship, which has 2 range. The thing is, once you get battleships, there will be, ways to deal with cruisers. You could have bombers, you could have artillery that has 3 range. Basically, you have more tools to deal with it. It's just that when cruisers come online, and they take iron, and at this point, the only thing you need iron is a field gun. And if you're building a strong navy, that will probably dominate. I mean, depending on the map, but chances are you'll still have a decent amount of iron if you've been on a conquering spree. Or if you just expand properly and just have a bunch of iron. You could get a bunch of cruisers and they will win wars for you. Like, people who says cruisers don't win wars, I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. Cruisers are just deadly. Like, I could go targeting, go down the targeting line so I could get logistics, and then they will still hit pretty hard. Like, against cities. I was hoping for a bit more, like, specialized, so that if they go one direction, they will do more damage to units, and if they go another direction, they will, well, I mean, someone had a good suggestions, like, targeting, they will do well against naval units. Bombardment, they will do well against land units and cities, so that now you have 2 specialization. I really like that, but people don't want to go for it, so yeah, that sucks. So overall, I'm looking forward to the changes. I probably won't be making any videos soon because there are going to be some changes to the mods, and I have to make sure they're all compatible. I don't want to start a game and it doesn't work. And after playing with the mods, it's really hard for me to go back to vanilla VP. So yeah, that is the problem. So overall, I do enjoy the changes. I am curious how things will work out. So, I mean, because I stockpile videos, you won't see the April one anytime soon. I don't think so. I mean, it also depends on when the mods update. But that's the thing, like, there's just no way for me to keep up because, like I said, I stockpile. I mean, at most, these videos, I might just find some free time. Otherwise, I mean, a game takes a while to get through, even standard. A standard takes, I mean, a quick game might be 8 videos if they're like an hour, 30-minute long. So it does take a while. So it's practically impossible for me to keep up. I might stream this, but we'll see. Yeah, well, we'll see about that because I want to introduce something else to my channel. I don't want it all be Civ. I know I have Warcraft, but there's something else I also want to introduce. But anyways, I am going to end the video here. The April 20th seems very promising. I think happiness will be at a good point. There will still be quite a bit of micromanagement, but it won't be as bad now that there's this, remove certain unhappiness from specialists. I think that's a huge improvement. So this is the end of this video. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.